Oh my god.
I'm in your area, I'm in your area, I'm in your area, I'm in your area, I know your first three numbers.
Well, Jackson, thankfully we stopped scratching because Jake gave us that anti-itch ointment. Sadly, he is allergic to it, and he died seconds before he was supposed to hop on the recording.
Yep. On May 23rd, 11:28 a.m. PST, Jake Joseph was pronounced dead by cause of allergic reaction.
And that's how
real.
That's how the cookie crumbles, everyone.
And that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah. How you been, Luke? It's been a while.
I'm doing good. Wait just a second. Welcome back to the Sucking Penis Podcast! We be sucking penis in cars, in a river, wherever the fuck you want, in a boat! We do it there! What's up, guys?
Yeah.
I'm doing good, Jackson. I'm doing good.
Yeah, should I get that out of the way?
Yeah,
you know?
I'm doing great, man.
I'm glad to hear it.
My job's going well. My 2 jobs, I should say, that I started. My work times are a little different. Normal, I'm working nights because that's when baseball games are. So, wait, I've told you what my job is, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. But yeah, I'm working later at night because baseball games are like around 6 o'clock here. And I get done normally around 9 or 10. So that's nice.
Are you done with school?
Yeah, I'm done. I've been done, dude.
For some reason I thought you were still in on-campus housing, so I figured I'd come back and
I live in a apartment complex that is next to school, but it's not affiliated with the school. But it's so close that it could be considered campus housing. You know what I mean?
Right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So technically it's my own apartment, and I'm here for another year. So, yep, that's pretty epic. I'll be here until August of next year. So,
oh, sick. Okay, cool.
This is the setup for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
How about you, man? What you been up to?
I've been better. I've been teasing that I had a story to tell you, and I kind of told you part of it before we recorded.
He said this before we recorded, and
I was telling Luke. A couple weeks ago, I went up to Joshua Tree to go to this big, student-run, DJ thing they were doing in the middle of Joshua Tree with my girlfriend and a bunch of her friends. It was super fun. I got there super late, but was still, stayed up all night, just listened to good music, was with good people.
Good times.
But the caveat to that was that I had to wake up super early, 7 a.m., to go back to my school and then do equipment drop-offs in LA because I had a shoot that happened that day.
Speaking of early, I would like to say this may be the earliest podcast recording we've ever done.
That is true. I was just thinking that too.
It's 11 a.m.
We're here at 11.
Yeah, it's 2 in the afternoon for me. It's bright out, guys. It's not actually dark. Anyway, you just said early, and I felt like I should mention.
No,
that.
You're totally fine. So, we pretty much stayed up for the whole night, but I took a quick, a 45-minute long power nap at 6:15. Woke up at 7.
Good Lord.
My girlfriend also had to wake up because she had work that day, so we both woke up. I got in the car. I plugged in home my GPS and left. And I started driving, and I'm driving, and we're literally in the middle of the desert at this point. So there's not really roads. It's just kind of paths, and you have to guess which is the right one. And my GPS is telling me to go this one direction. I'm like, okay. But it's getting rockier. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. Well, it's still telling me this is the right way to get to the road, and I can see the road in front of me, so I'm just going to keep going this way. And then it takes me up a weird turn, and I'm going up a hill, and it's really getting rocky. And I drive a Kia, a hybrid, so I'm really what the hell? I'm driving over these rocks.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm you know what? This is it's getting really bumpy now, and I'm fuck, my car is gonna shit its pants. I need to turn around. So I turn around and I'm driving back, and the ground turns from kind of sand to just one big a smooth rock.
Yeah.
And I'm driving on that, and what I don't see is that the rock drops just a little bit and then keeps going flat. So I'm driving, and I just the front part of my car dips down, but my front wheels aren't touching the ground because the rock is stuck on the middle part of my car. And I'm like, dude, fuck. So I get out and I'm lifting up the back trying to get the wheels in the ground. It's not working. It's my car's only 2-wheel drive. I'm like, I'm just trying to get traction underneath it with my car mats.
That's scary.
Nothing's happening. So I call my girlfriend, and her friend come, and like it takes 30 minutes for them to find me because I'm in the middle of this secluded, like I'm surrounded by these rocks.
Yeah.
And then finally they get there, like, dude, where the fuck are you? Like, you went the complete wrong way. And I'm like, well, Google Maps took me this way. Like, I'm sorry, this is where the directions said to go. And so they're waiting with me for a little bit, and eventually my girlfriend has to go to work, so she leaves, and her friend stays with me for the whole time. And so my phone is dying. So what I have to do is sit in my car, turn the car on, plug my phone in, and then once it's at a good enough percent, walk up the hill that I'm down so I can get to service, make all the phone calls that I need to, which means calling my parents, calling AAA, and also trying to get a hold of someone back at my school because I still have to do equipment drop-offs.
Right.
And if I don't do equipment drop-offs, then we get fined. So it's like I'm trying to find someone to do equipment drop-offs and doing that. I'm waiting on AAA. Eventually, this is like hours later, AAA is like, we cannot come to you. Like, you're too far in. You have to get to a paved road. Otherwise, we can't get to you. And I'm like, fuck, dude, what am I going to do? And I'm freaking out about it. And finally, these two bikers, like motorbikers, pass by me. And they're like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Like, I'm stuck. Like, is there anything you can do? And they're like, yeah, we have a truck. We'll come get it and we'll tow you out. I'm like, okay, bet. Like, bet. See you in 15. And sure enough, 15 minutes pass. And this dude brought his whole family to come see my ass get my car unstuck. And they're all wearing MAGA hats. And it's like, oh my God. And it's like, they brought the truck, and then they brought this like weird four-wheel drive, like off-road vehicle with them. And they're all like assessing the damage, like, oh yeah, that's gonna cost you some money. It's gonna do some damage when we pull it out. I'm like, dude, just stop. They're like laughing at me, like being like, oh, you dumbass with the hybrid driving. I'm like, just pull it out. So they pull it out.
Why are they helping you and then also making fun of you at the same time?
So they pull it out, and it just scrapes the shit out of the bottom of my car, dude. It just destroys it. I'm like, no, dude. And I get in my car, and all of the warning lights are on, dude. It's like every warning light. It's like 5 or 6 of warning lights are on. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm driving away again, and it's like really technical driving. So they're of course they're just waiting for me to get moving, and I'm like, give me a minute. I'm like trying to coordinate what I need to do. They're like, hurry up, man, you're gonna get stuck again. I'm like, I have to figure out where I'm going. I'm like trying to call people still. So I get out, and finally like I meet up with yeah. Oh, do I need to be more quiet? My dad's getting ready to do an audition. I have to be more quiet.
Oh, okay. We will be quiet, Mr. Burns. Don't worry. We will be very silent.
Okay, but anyways, so
we should do an ASMR episode. Do you want to do quiet?
So anyways, after my car gets pulled out, I drive it to a paved road, and I call AAA, and they send a guy out. Anyways, I'm not gonna do that the whole time. Anyways,
this will be the soft-spoken episode where we speak softly.
The guy gets there, and he's like, "Listen, there's too much damage. You can't drive this home. We have to take you to a mechanic." So I'm like, "Okay, fuck." And so then it's like I have to pay money for a tow car to come get it and bring it to the nearest mechanic. This is a Sunday, so the nearest mechanic is open, which is like out of the AAA range. So I have to pay extra money, whatever. They tow my car, we take it there, and thankfully, one of my friends was still at Joshua Tree because he slept in super late to pick me up and take me home. I didn't leave until 3:30 p.m., bro. I was there from 7 until 3:30, got back at 6:30. It's still in the shop right now.
Still?
So basically, the radiator needed full replacing. And then as they were replacing it, they found more damage, so they're waiting for another part to fix it. And then once they fix those 2 parts, they said that it may or may not even run. So we'll see. Oh my god. We'll see what's going on.
Dude, rest in peace, Jackson Burns' car.
I'll be working 2 to 3 jobs this summer to make up for the money that it's costing to repair my car.
Oh no.
So no internships or for anything for this guy because I have to work off the money that it cost. Because just the radiator replacement, dude, was like $2,200.
Oh my god. Dude.
I do not have that money. So
I am so sorry. That sucks ass.
yeah, I know.
If it makes you feel any better, last year I drove a old like 2006 Toyota 4Runner, right? And I had to get so many replacements for that car. I replaced the engine, which is...
Oh my god.
I replaced the engine of the car. I had
Jesus.
to replace the brakes of the car. And I had to get new tires for the car. And so that's a shitload of money. And obviously I got help from like family members because they're nice. But like I still had to pay a certain amount for it, right?
Yeah.
And so I had to get all of that shit. Just for a year later for my mom to be like, hey, I'm getting a new car. Do you want my old car? I was like, fuck yeah.
Bro.
So I just took her Kia because it has better gas mileage. But imagine how fucking pissed I was when I was like, I could have just like...
Dude, for real, saved all that money.
Yeah, and just like ran off of like a shitty car and then been like, okay, well...
Yeah, yeah, this is fully my responsibility too, so it's like I'll be paying for all the repairs.
So what are you gonna do? Are you you said that you're returning back to AMC to work over the summer.
And yeah, so which is, by the way, it's weird because I keep calling them and they're like not getting back to me, which is making me nervous. But I'm supposed to have my job back at AMC. Applications through and everything. And then I'm also working at a pizza place. I'm a delivery driver now, so
that's fun.
So yeah,
is it what pizza place? Is it a chain or is
it's
it
a local? It's like a local
okay.
place. I don't want to say it's too doxing.
All right, that's fair.
But,
that's fair.
Yeah, one of my friends works there as well. So it should be fun. I haven't started yet. I just got the job this weekend, so
nice.
And
then
are you? Text the guy
let me
today.
guess, if your third job, will that just be you door dashing or something?
Well, I don't have a third job yet. I don't know if I'll have time.
Dude, I
also don't have a car right now, so
how would you?
My delivery driving gig, I'm using my parents' car until we get this fixed.
Oh man!
Like I said, I'm just waiting to hear. They're so fucking vague, and it's really making me upset because it's just like, they're like, yep, well, we ordered the part that we needed, so we'll get it in at some point. And I'm like,
car service shops
dude,
are like
give
that,
me
dude.
a fucking
Tell
me, give me some news or something.
Car service shops are like that because what they do is because I worked in a service department for 3 summers.
Yeah, right.
And I'm telling you exactly what they do is whenever there's a car and they're either waiting on a part or it's just a really long job, half the time the people working back there, not to be like, this is not me being like anti-worker, but a lot of times they're just fucking lazy and they don't want to do it. So they'll just leave it in the shop for like extra days until they finally decide, okay, today will be the day I work on this. And normally they fix it really quick. So
yeah, that's
you're just so they just leave customers in limbo and they're like, oh well, we're waiting on a part, or oh, we weren't able to figure out what the issue was today. We'll get back to you. I saw
there's really
so many people do that.
There's 3 possible outcomes here. It's A, they put the parts in and it's drivable, and then we go and pick it up and bring it back, which is like a 6-hour round trip, which would suck. But
yeah,
it's still that's the best case scenario. It's
yeah,
like, okay,
it's whatever.
fixed. We just go pick it up, whatever. Scenario number 2 is that they go, okay, we fixed a lot of it, but we still wouldn't consider it drivable, and then at that point we'd tow it from Joshua Tree to where I'm at now, which is again like 3 hours, which would be super expensive, and then have it fixed by a mechanic here. Or the third option is they go, yeah, this shit's just broken as fuck and it's totaled, and then we sell the car for parts and figure out something out. So
well, Jackson, I hope
it's just pure unknown.
I hope the best possible outcome happens for you, man, because that sucks so much ass, and I would do unspeakable things to myself if that were me in that situation.
Yeah. But in better news, I saw Death Grips in concert.
How was that, man? I'm hyped because I'm seeing Death Grips in July. And
listen, this is what I'll say. So we get there and we're in line. It's me and my friend, and we're kind of like eavesdropping over different conversations just to kind of get the vibe. And the guy in front of us is like talking about how like he remembers listening to Ex-Military on 4chan in like 2011, and he's kind of like, yeah, like we're not even really big fans of the music. We're just here for the meme. And I was like, bro, what? Like it was like, here's what I'll say. I'll say 2 things.
LA motherfuckers be like.
First of all, Death Grips fans are supremely unfunny, and it's like just really uncomfortable talking to them. And B, it should be illegal to be in a mosh pit if you haven't showered in a day.
No, I'm fully expecting the Death Grips mosh pit to reek. I'm expecting the smell to be terrible.
And that was the thing too, is that when we got there, we went to the pit and we're waiting, and it was packed. We were like packed like sardines. And then they went on stage, and everyone rushed to the front of the stage, and so there was way more room, and then more people flooded in, so it was like the most packed mosh pit I've ever been in my life. It was insane. Luckily, the venue had like an exit to get out of with like water at the end.
That's nice.
So I've never had to leave a mosh pit because I got overwhelmed. I had to leave twice because it was so intense.
I had to leave the Black Mini mosh pit whenever I went and saw them. Yeah.
There was also I saw a dude get dragged out unconscious. There was like something happened with someone. Crowd surfing. There's a couple of people, like there was like a higher up level. People were jumping off of one of the crowd. That was pretty cool. It was literally, here's what I'll say. It felt like a final show. Like it felt like the final tour. Because they go on stage and they start playing and they don't stop till the concert's over. There's no breaks in between songs. It's just full.
How long is the concert?
Hour and a half.
Oh man, holy shit!
And they play. It's all the hits. It's all the hits. It's you'll know every song. You know.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's epic.
Which is great. But because of that, I was like, this really feels like the final.
I heard they've been playing unreleased material before the show, though. I've heard that like they've been playing it like as people are like waiting.
I heard some. It sounded more like to me like Fashion Week stuff, like maybe B-sides or stuff, but it didn't feel like new unreleased. It wasn't like there was no one. It wasn't MC Rider wasn't on it if they were playing.
That all right. That's fair. I was just wondering because I read that somewhere and I was like, I wonder if they're leading up to a new, because it'd be very Death Grips for them to do a full tour and then after the tour be like, okay, new album coming out.
That is true. I mean? It's weird because he comes on stage and before the music starts, he just like piercing stares at the audience and says nothing, like MC Ride, and it's like, dude, how are you a real person? Like he's fucking terrifying, bro. He's so scary. And there was some times where he would scream like on You Might Think She Loves You for Your Money or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, how is that sound coming out of your mouth? Like his screams are insane. Great performer. It was a great performance though. They really killed it. You know, they were on their game. It was super.
That rocks.
It was a ton of fun.
That rocks.
Yeah, crowd couldn't have been better though. It was the kind of thing where it's just like, dude, like there's a couple people who were like, where I was trying to exit would like purposefully like throw me away from getting out of the mosh pit, and I was like, dude, or like some people where it's like you just want to rock my shit. Not even in a mosh way, just like you're just like trying to.
Some people have no mosh etiquette at all. I will say every like punk or like hardcore hip hop or like any type of crowd like that where a mosh pit would be crazy that I've been to here in Kentucky has been very respectful and like everyone knows their shit and knows exactly what they're doing. And same thing in Nashville.
Yeah.
Because Nashville's a 3-hour drive, but the thing is, from me going to boarding school like 5 hours away, I would have to make that drive all the time. So a 3-hour drive to Nashville and then a 3-hour drive back home to me is like absolutely nothing anymore. So I make it. I make it all the time just so I can see people there. I'm seeing Black Midi again in Nashville. And I'm trying to.
Did you see they're doing the Beatles cover
That's
show?
So cool. I think that's awesome.
Sponsored by Slauson Malone.
Yeah,
that's the coolest thing.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Death Grips mosh etiquette was all right. Like most people knew what they were doing and it was fine, but it was more of like it wasn't my kind of mosh pit where it's like you're able to like back up and then kind of move into it. It was like you're packed in the whole time, so you're just kind of like, oh my god, like fuck, there's people all over me.
I'm gonna blur that whenever it comes on screen. Something was on my screen for a second. Apologies.
Okay, bad. And here's the thing too, is just it was kind of like, if you're that packed in, like it wasn't even like it's an indoor show, it's hot as shit. So this one dude was just like had his shirt off and was sweating so bad and would just like his form of moshing was just kind of rolling around, so he would just like wipe off all of his sweat on you, and it's like, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I will say I feel bad about stuff like that too. Whenever I go to concerts, because when I mosh, I sweat profusely, and it's like bad.
No, me too.
And whenever I sweat, it's like my hair gets stringy, it gets soaking wet, and my arms become like slick. And so anytime I like accidentally touch anyone, I feel like I'm just getting puddles of water onto them, and I feel so gross, and I feel terrible about it.
I mean, it's just what you don't. I don't think it's your fault. That's just kind of like the way it is.
I mean, it's the way it is, but I also just feel gross whenever I do it. I am seeing.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I'm seeing a bunch of concerts this summer though that I'm really hyped about. I've been to a lot of shows since October of last year. I've been to so many live shows, like more than I've ever been to, ever. Like local and like actual big like concerts. But
this was me after. I just put in the Discord. This is me post Death Grip show. I'll put it on the screen now.
Let me check it up. Or check it up. Check it out. Did you put eyeliner on whenever you went to the show?
Yeah.
That's pretty epic. That reminds me of the photo of me after I saw JPEG Mafia for the first time, where I'm just drenched in sweat and I looked so fucked up.
That's so funny.
But I am going to see in 11 days. I'm seeing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, which
nice.
I think Black Mini's my favorite band, like ever, probably, just because I have full connection with them. I listened to their music like as it came out, stuff like that. Except with the exception of Schlagenheim, but I was close enough, so like whatever.
Yeah, for sure, it was right there. Yeah.
But I think the best show I will ever go to will probably be this King Giz concert that I'm about to go to.
Really?
Because I've
just never understood the King Giz hype.
I just think King Giz live is so unbelievable from everything I've seen online and all the bootlegs they release and all their live versions, because they're just unbelievable live. And it's going to be like a 2-hour long show, and they're just going to be playing. They have like 200 songs on their set list that they just randomly choose from.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts.
It's nuts, dude. And it's going to be unbelievable. Then, oh God, is that July or June? Oh, in June, on the 26th of June, I am seeing Black Midi in Nashville. And then both in Louisville, on the 26th in July, I'm seeing JPEG and Danny Brown. Then
that's so
2 days later, I'm seeing Death Grips at the same venue.
Oh my God.
So
Jesus
that Thursday
Christ,
will be a recovery day for me, where I just lay down and die or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Damn.
It's gonna be.
You're gonna be so sore.
It's gonna be fucking crazy. I am not scared, but you're right. I'm gonna be so fucked up. It's gonna be bad, and I think it's gonna be difficult for me. Whenever I saw JPEG Mafia, I lost my voice so bad from screaming all the lyrics.
Dude, I'm still recovering. You can hear it in my
voice.
Yeah,
I can hear it
from the Death Grip show.
I can't do that. Like, I won't be able to do that, because if I lose my voice and then I go to Death Grips 2 days later, dude, I might not be able to speak ever again. I have a podcast I do weekly. I have to talk.
This is important stuff,
yeah, this is important. I have to talk. Podcasting is hard. It's hard, guys.
Death Grips is also weird because it's one of those bands where it's like, some of the words, but most of them you just kind of make up. So it's like sometimes you hear songs, you're just like, oh fuck, like I want to sing. The one song was the exception, dude. Fucking Spread Eagle Across the Block came on, and I went fucking fair. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I knew like all the words. I was like so happy they played that. That was like my one song where I was like, they haven't
played that in forever, have they? I feel like they haven't.
It's so good, dude.
So they played like ex-military shit. They played like, and not just like Guillotine.
No, they played Guillotine. They played Spread Eagle. They played Tachyon. They played a lot of Money Store. They played Hacker, Get Got. I've seen footage. Punk, not Punk Wade. Lost Boys.
Do they do Inanimate Sensation?
They did do just for a smaller version though.
That's okay.
It wasn't as good as the recording, in my opinion, but still pretty great. They did No Love.
Dude, No Love live is probably
it was crazy. It was insane.
Fuck.
They did giving bad people good ideas. You might think she loves you for. Let me just see if I can find the set list online. Actually,
If you go to setlist.fm, they got it all there.
no facts. It wasn't the Palladium.
Going back to Santee.
They opened with System Blower, which is a weird opener in my
Really?
opinion. They played 29 songs, dude.
Holy fucking shit.
Because a lot of them are shortened, or like there was like one little section where they gave they closed with Hacker, but they gave like Andy and Zach a minute to do like some Runway tracks.
Yeah. Did they do actually, never mind. I was gonna say, did they do On GP? But the whole thing with that song is they've never done it.
They
live.
never perform it. Yeah. Up My Sleeves was pretty crazy.
Dude, that's probably a crazy song to hear.
That shit was insane. They didn't do my favorite part of it though, which was unfortunate.
Damn, that's brutal.
Like the part, like the little breakdown part.
I will say, whenever it comes to like concerts and stuff, because you were like, oh, Inanimate Sensation wasn't nearly as good live. This is my opinion about live concerts, and I've had this discussion with my roommate multiple times, because my roommate Spencer, I should say, Repairman Man or whatever. But he, whenever we went to go see Black Midi, we had like the time of our lives. Like, it was insane. And then we leave, and we're talking about how awesome it was. And then like an hour later, we're in the car leaving, and Spencer's like, well, I've heard them do this song better recorded, or like in a different live thing that I've heard online or something like that. And I just looked over at him, and I do this all the time too, because he'll do the same thing when he hears songs live that he thinks are better recorded. I'll be like, dude, when you're there, you don't think about that shit. That is not going through your head. You are not sitting there critically being like, well, I didn't like this as much as, dude, you're just vibing. That's the whole point of a live show. Yeah, whenever I go to a live show, I am so less critical about music whenever I go see live acts, because I'm just there to like have a good time. You know what I mean? So like, if it's music I normally wouldn't vibe with, I just sit there. Like, I saw a freaking like folk country artist just performing in Lexington the other day, and I would never listen to their music on my own, but they were like chill, you know? Like, I just had a good time because I was like moving my head, having a good time, you know? So that's what live music is about, in my opinion. You don't go there to be like, well, actually.
That was cool too, is that I went to the concert with one of my friends, but we met up with some other people that go to my school there that are going to be audio engineers. And so they were like, after the show, they're like, dude, that was one of the best audio engineered shows we've been to ever. Like, it was like, it was insane. Like, the sound leveling was crazy. Like, the mixing, it was all so perfect. They were talking about how they did the thing where, like, every time Zach would play his kick drum, it would trigger an 808 at the same time to kind of give it an extra boost, which I thought was super cool. They were just geeking the whole time, being like, dude, the quality of this is fucking insane. Like, it sounds so good. Mm-hmm. It sounded fantastic. I did wear earplugs because I was like...
That's fair.
Nervous.
I never wear earplugs to concerts. I should probably change that.
This is my first time ever doing it, and the only reason that I really did was because A, I knew it was going to be really loud, and B, was because I saw it the night before I moved out of my apartment, and I just didn't want to be dealing with like shitty sleep or anything that night. Yeah, I had to go home and finish packing and stuff, and I was like, that's fine. I don't want to have to fucking deal with that. So
no, yeah, that's fair. I remember the first time I ever thought like, damn, I really need to start wearing like earplugs is when I saw Yo La Tango. Dude, it was so loud. And I was right next to the stage. I was right next to them.
That's insane.
And so I was like, the venue in Nashville, the Basement East that I go to a lot, dude, it's very personal. Like, the stage is right there. And you can just stand next to it. There's not like any guardrails or anything like that. So you're just next to the band the whole time. And that's how it was with Shame as well. Whenever I saw Shame, that's how I literally was able to grab Steen's hand whenever I...
That's so cool.
During Snow Day, that was like peak life, dude.
And everything comes together at once.
It was the part where he was like, and then I fall, and he was reaching out to the crowd.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he looked directly at me, and we grabbed hands as he said that, and I was like,
that's so sick.
I wanted to say something to him after the show because this is how chill that venue is. So I show up. I'm like one of the first people there, and I walk up, and Charlie, Steen, and the rest of the band are outside of the doors just smoking a cigarette. They're just standing out there as people are walking in. And I didn't say anything to them because I could tell they were getting prepared for the show, like just trying to like calm down. But they were just out here, like they were just outside passing a cigarette. I just walked right past them.
That's funny.
I just thought that was so awesome.
Out of every show that I've ever been to, the loudest, without a doubt, it's not even close. The microphones.
Really?
That shit was it was in the smallest space. The speakers were right in front of me, dude. It was that part where he was just like pulling at his bass.
Yeah.
It was like insane. And then having Regana, like the black atmospheric black metal duo, like open beforehand was just like fucked my ears for a whole day.
I believe it, dude. I bet that absolutely just fucked.
Yeah.
And it was microphones in 2020, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that big bass part, like the...
Yeah, that...
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. No, I bet that was fucking crazy. The
That's
loudest
such a
show
good
I've
show. I
ever
wanna
been
see him again so
to
bad.
was probably... Gosh, it's difficult. I can't say anything from a festival. JPEG Mafia was pretty fucking loud, though. But it was at a festival, so it's kind of, like, different. Probably, honestly... Black Midi was pretty fucking loud. Loud. God, I don't know. Honestly, probably Yola Tango, because they have a lot of like droning guitars in their music and like a lot of like guitar freakouts, and it's just super loud.
Yeah.
Plus I was right next to the speakers, and so yeah, that was pretty crazy. Yeah. Jackson, you're a movie and TV guy, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about a show that I just started watching. And you're going to be like, what the hell? You just started watching this? Because everyone and their mother has watched this show. Jackson,
Breaking Bad?
I finally started watching Breaking Bad. Finally. I finally
What do you
started
think?
watching it. So I just finished season 2, episode 5, I believe. Let me double check. Dude, someone needs to make an app that's IMDb, or no, it's Letterboxd, but for TV shows. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I know. I wish Letterboxd would start doing TV shows, because Letterboxd does like some mini series, but like that's it. And it's really fucking annoying.
Yeah, So yes,
Dude,
I just watched.
I'm so fucking addicted to Letterboxd. I wake up and every morning the first thing I do is check Letterboxd.
I only look at Letterboxd whenever I watch movies, because I like whatever movie I'm watching. I'll read the reviews.
Right? Yeah.
That I think are funny or whatever. No, but yeah, I just finished season 2, episode 5 of Breaking Bad. I don't know how I've gone this long without any Breaking Bad spoilers. Like, I've probably been spoiled by memes.
That's actually insane.
I've probably been spoiled by memes and I don't even realize it. But yeah, I haven't been spoiled at all. But can we talk spoilers? I mean, like, everyone has seen this show. Yeah. Everyone has seen this show. So if for whatever reason you haven't seen Breaking Bad,
spoiler alert!
Just
Breaking Bad.
Skip. You know what? Don't even put a time code. Just stop watching the episode. You got 30 minutes in. You got your kick for the week. Fuck you.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine.
God, so I just got to the episode where they officially started selling the meth like on their own. So like Breakage, like that episode or whatever. I just finished watching that. But I want to talk about dude, the fucking shootout between Tuco and Hank is insane. It's so
that shit was so good.
It's so good. It was so grounded in reality, which is like,
yeah.
Everyone I talk to about Breaking Bad, they're like, oh, it's so cartoonish. I haven't really like felt that personally.
I don't think it is.
I just thought like
it's such a good show.
And people were like my roommate has seen all of Breaking Bad, and he's rewatching it with us because he just loves the show. And he's like, season 1, he's like, if they're all like 10 out of 10 seasons, compared to like other seasons of Breaking Bad, it's like a 6.5 out of 10. But dude, season 1, even though it got cut short, like for writer strike, dude, it ended on the perfect note, in my opinion.
So good.
Because season one is such a slow build, and it is all exposition. The entire season is exposition, but it just works out so well because you just see Walt become like, I don't want to be the guy where it's like this is the moment when he turned into Heisenberg, but like he's officially accepted that life at this point, like by the end of the season. So I like that. I will say, when someone described Tuco, another friend of mine, when I was talking to him about Tuco, he was like, Tuco's probably the worst villain in the show. And I was like, but no, he's not saying Tuco's bad. He's just saying compared to all the other big bads that Tuco is probably their least favorite. And this is why. And he was like Tuco's a great villain, but to me, he feels like the first boss in like a video game.
That's valid.
Where he's like, there's not really much going on like deep with him, or at least to my knowledge. Maybe something about Tuco comes back up in the future. I have no clue. But like, there's not really that much going on with Tuco. He's just kind of like drug lord who's crazy and goes like, oh yeah, man, yeah, and like shit like that, and like just screams a lot and is evil. You know? So like, even though he is like very good actor and terrifying at points whenever he's like interrogating Walt and Jesse and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, he very much just feels like, okay, this is like the first boss where you're like, you got to make sure you have your shit together in order to face other people in the future, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing, dude, I do not understand why everyone hates Skylar. I feel like she's the most reasonable character in this show so far.
Just wait, man.
Do you hate Skylar? Are you on the I hate Skylar train?
Yeah, yes, but it's not, because it's two things. It's two things. I think that some people, I don't want to be mean. I think that some people just have a naturally unlikable look sometimes.
Heard.
Or like feel.
Yeah.
And her character kind of has that. And I think that there's a moment later that completely just, and listen, she didn't ask for any of this. She's not the villain in the story. I hate when people say that. But there's a moment when she makes a choice.
All right, can I ask?
That makes me just
so I
out.
do not know the context of this scene, but I've just heard about it so many times. Is it the fucking birthday scene?
No, but that's really hard to get through.
So I don't understand what's so bad about that scene. I've actually seen that scene before I started watching the show, and it just looks like she's singing Happy Birthday, and I do not get what's so weird about it. But maybe I will once I get to it. I don't know when it is. What season is that in? I have no clue.
I don't even know. But there's it. The scene that I'm talking about is probably the best episode of the show. It's definitely probably.
Can you say the title, or is it like a?
I don't remember the title. It might be.
Is it that? Because I see.
Oh, it's Crawl Space. It's Crawl Space.
You think Crawl Space is the best episode? I hear everyone saying that like Ozza or whatever that episode is.
Ozymandias. That's the final episode. It's really good, but no, it's not the final episode. I know what you're talking about. It's really good, but yeah, season 4, episode 11, Crawl Space is
But yeah, I just think I don't understand at this moment in time. Like right now, I got to the point where Skylar is like kind of being like rude to Walt because he had just got out of the fugue state that he was in the hospital for, you know? Yeah. And so he just got out of that. And right now it's just like Skylar, because she thinks Walt has a second phone, and it's obvious to me that she thinks that Walt is having an affair with her, which is not true. It's something arguably worse. Yeah. But the thing is, she's kind of just giving Walt like a taste of his own medicine right now. So like in my head, I'm like, okay, I kind of understand why she's doing that. I wish they would be more communicative. But also, there were 2 scenes that made me deeply dislike characters. There were 2 scenes. One, and it was for 2 different characters. One was for Marie. When
I fucking hate Marie, dude.
When Skylar
I hate her so
goes to
much.
take that fucking stupid ass tiara back, and it's revealed that Marie just fucking stole it. And then the scene I'm talking about is when Skylar tries to ask her about it, and she just does not admit it. She just refuses to admit that she stole it.
Marie is like the most unlikable character in the whole show. Everyone talks about Skylar. It's Marie. It's Marie, and which is so sucky because Hank, her husband, is like the best.
Oh, Hank.
Like fucking,
all right,
like
I was
fucking
talking
love
about this
Hank.
somewhat. Hank may be a police officer and he may be casually racist all the time, and he
Oh,
may,
but he's the best.
But Hank is the best. I love that
He's the
guy.
best, though.
I
Yeah,
love Hank.
yeah.
One of the funniest scenes in the show is right before the episode where him and Tuco get in the shootout. It's like at the very beginning. He's like giving the DEA like a big hype up speech. He's like, we're gonna find this motherfucker. And everyone's like, hell yeah. And he walks out of the room and he immediately says to Gonzo, yeah, we're not gonna find that guy. It's so fucking funny.
Did you get to the Tortuga part yet?
The what?
Tortuga?
No, probably not.
No tortoise?
No.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was really early on in the show for some reason.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe I just am blanking on it. But so, I think the second scene that made me deeply dislike a character was Walt. The scene, I think you're gonna know what I'm talking about. It's right after, it's the first episode of season 2. He gets home and he's like in like a messed up mental state because he just saw Tuco beat the shit out of and kill his henchman for saying literally nothing.
Yeah.
And he gets home and he's just like completely out of it. And Skylar's like, hey, like, is everything okay? And he's like, oh yeah. And then he just like, I mean, you know what happens. He literally tries having sex with Skylar and she's like, and it's like rape. It literally is just rape.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched that and I don't think I've ever had a look of disgust so deeply on my face while watching a TV show ever. Because I was just like, oh my god, there's nothing redeemable about what this guy is doing at all right now. Like, I don't see why he did it. Well, I see why he did it, but I don't think it's right that he did it. And it just made me fucking not like Walt. And I don't want to not like Walt because he's a good character. But I just watched that and I was like, God.
Ew, just like, uncomfortable.
Because so from my perspective of what I am getting out of the show is that Walt's character just kind of is longing for a sense of like control and like power in his life.
100%.
Because he just has never had it before. And
Yeah,
now that he finally
look at more into his backstory.
Yeah,
as the
and
show
now that
goes
he
on as well.
finally has like a certain sense of it, he also kind of uses like his ability to like have sex with Skylar as like kind of like a sense of power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that scene where they're at like the school meeting or whatever, and like he starts messing with Skylar during it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Weird.
that just made me so uncomfortable. I just did not like it. I mean, thankfully it wasn't like too graphic, and she like shoved him off, and then he was like, "Oh God, what did I do?" You know?
Well, I'll be right back. I hawk a loogie in my mouth.
Okay. There's a bug flying around. I don't know if you guys see it. It's pretty crazy.
Better.
Welcome back. What's up?
Anyways, speaking of movies, two things. So, I went to a video store the other day, like a video rental store, and got a membership there. So I have access to a video rental store now that I'm going to be going to.
Dude, that is so like
movies
old
per trip.
That's so like Blockbuster core.
Dude, I love it though. I got 4. It was so I had like my arms full of movies, and I was like, fuck, I had to pick 4 of them. I don't know if you know any of these, but I got Daddy Longlegs, Gummo.
I know Gummo.
Pendus Fen, and hold on, let's take this one out of the box to read it. Jean Dielman 23 Croix de Commerce 1080 Brussels.
You were so pretentious. I know Gummo though.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see. But that was my first thing. I have two things to say. I'm working on a YouTube video right now, so hopefully that'll be out soonish. I just have to find time to
You
record.
and me both, brother.
I know, dude. It's been so long. I feel so bad.
All right. Can I just say, look, I get the meme is that I never upload, but guys, come on, we gotta even out the joke hate of not uploading between the two motherfuckers that don't upload the most on this podcast. Okay, I get all of it.
That's facts.
And it's not fair.
I'm working on it.
It's not.
I'm
fair.
working on it. I'm hoping to have a script done by this weekend and then shoot it, and then we'll see. We'll see what's going on. A lot of rewrites, and I might have a different idea I want to do instead, but we'll figure. I'll figure it. It's not even that big of a deal.
We're gonna figure it out. We're all gonna figure it out. That's a good update, though.
Figure it out.
That's a good update. We appreciate
That's my
You're
little
on the Good
update.
Enough podcast.
We also, me and my friend got a mystery rental. We went to the horror section and picked out a random one, and we watched this movie called Deathbed about this. It was basically porn. It was literally like a girl gets strangled to death on this bed, and then it gets condemned, and then this couple moves into this apartment, and then they start sleeping on the bed, and they get possessed by this like sex demon that makes them want to fuck really hard, and it's like,
oh no.
And one of the actors' names was Dookie Flyswatter. I thought that was the funniest. Like his stage name is Dookie Flyswatter. And I did some research on him, and he's in like a horror themed punk band from Santa Ana or something. Like just weird shit. I don't know. Check out Deathbed, guys. But also it had like a weird like rape as like a plot line like thing, and it was like, that's not good at all.
We don't like that.
Yeah, it was like there's a whole therapy scene where this girl's like spilling her guts about like her uncle like doing some shit to her, and it was like, oh, this is so off tempo from the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
And then never came back.
That's super uncomfortable, actually.
And then because the couple went to go to this therapist together, and then when they get home, dude immediately tries fucking, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
oh man, he's just being a fella at that point. He's just being guys being
dudes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sarcasm.
But that's my deathbed blockbuster story. You would know. You know Uncut Gems, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And Good Time. Daddy Longlegs is just like the first movie from this after.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So it's not too pretentious. The only really pretentious ones I have is the Jean Dielman and the Pendas Fen. Those.
Okay, that's pretty neat. I'm gonna look at right now what movies I've seen recently, so I could talk to you about them.
Bad.
Let me open up fucking Letterboxd really quick. So the latest movie I have watched was Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of that?
I think when I watched Blazing Saddles, it clicked with me how I feel about Mel Gibson comedies, or not Mel Brooks. Not Mel Gibson. Yeesh. Don't talk about that. Do not bring up a certain race of people around him. So it clicked with me watching Blazing Saddles that like Mel Brooks comedies, they're the type of comedies that I don't like laugh out loud at. And they're also kind of dated. However,
yeah.
I do feel like whenever I watch them, I go, because they are still like clever, but they're like breathe out of the nose smile comedies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like growing up, I've learned that my sense of humor is a lot more like absurdist and like surreal.
Yeah.
Which Mel Brooks comedies just aren't at all.
Yeah, true.
They're very like straightforward, like joke, punchline. And they're kind of like slow builds as well for the punchline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think Blazing Saddles, there's a lot of really funny jokes in there. I like when it gets a bit more absurd near the second half of the movie. Oh, and the ending. If the whole movie was the fucking ending. Oh my god.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's like so absurd. It's like, yeah, it's absurd. Then I rewatched Perfect Blue, which is...
Perfect Blue is so good.
Yeah, that's a perfect movie. Like literally, five
out
of 5 stars for me. It's so good.
I have to watch Paprika still. I heard that's just as good.
But then I watched Baby J, the John Mulaney special.
Oh yeah, is it the new one?
Yeah, it's a new one. I thought it was funny.
How was it?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I think his other specials are a little better, but I think it's less funny. It's more just like it's good storytelling on John's part. However, I will say he mentions at the beginning that he divorced his wife, or his ex-wife and him got a divorce, right? And he mentions that. Not once does he bring it up ever again. It's like barely a talking point. And
that's funny.
Not that you have to talk about that, and it's probably that they both mutually decided to not discuss it because, it's like personal. But also just like, I don't know, I expected some of that, but whatever, like I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think my review, I cannot believe this review got no likes on Letterboxd. I thought it was really funny. I just said, every time he said Baby J, I smiled and said, now that's what we like to see. Because he did the thing where you say the title of your special. I said it out loud.
That's pretty fucking funny.
I don't know why, but like the idea of someone watching a movie and then just going, now that's what we like to see, like out loud in a movie theater is just really funny.
That's so fucking funny.
Oh, and then I watched Dodgeball, like a classic 2000s, like mid-2000s comedy.
No, for sure.
Way less funny than I remember it being.
Yeah, it didn't really age. I
don't think it's aged very well. I will say, it has not aged the best, but I still think it's pretty. I think it's all right, and I think it has the only actually good, still funny to this day Chuck Norris joke.
Oh really?
I agree with that because it's the stupid joke where they're like the judges panel has to like give them the yes or no whether they can play in the game anymore.
Right.
And it's like two random ass judges that don't matter. And then it just pans over. It's fucking Chuck Norris for no reason. And he just goes like that. And then Vince Vaughn's character goes, "Thank you, Chuck Norris."
That's so
and
stupid.
It's so fucking moronic and dumb.
Jake sent a voice message in the group chat. You want me to play it out loud? If it's private, then I'll
sure, play it. Nice, dude.
Let's just put that away.
Nice, dude. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Fuck.
Fuck, dude. What the fuck was that?
I fucking hate that guy, dude. God damn it.
Yeah. I thought he died. Wait, what?
I wish, am I right? But
All right, but yeah, I've seen those movies lately. I still have yet to see The Whale.
dude, it's not. I don't think it's good. Like, I don't think it's.
I want to watch it just because. Well, all right. Here's the thing. I want to watch it because I just genuinely want to watch it because I've just was interested in the movie from like a Renaissance perspective or whatever people are fucking calling it, But also, I don't want to see the movie because the memes are hilarious, and I know if I see the movie, the memes will not be as funny because.
Well, the whole movie's just one frame, right?
Yeah, just one frame. I like this meme that people are trying to do where now in any movie that Brendan Fraser is in, and discussing film on Twitter will like share it's like first look at this movie, and it's like just a screenshot from the movie of Brendan Fraser that people only use that screenshot from.
That screenshot's so funny. That's so good. Yeah, The Whale's not that good. Brendan Fraser's great in it, but everyone else kind of is. The adults are very good in that movie. I think the child actors could do way better, and I feel like the story just kind of like didn't grab me as much as I wish it did.
I unironically,
that's
here's my movie hot take of the year. I think the Super Mario Brothers movie is better than The Menu, and I think it's better than Blazing Saddles.
Better than The Menu, dude. The Menu fucking rocks.
All right,
dude.
here's
what
the
are
thing.
you talking about?
Here's the thing. I love The Menu. I think it. Oh, I won't say I love it. But I do like The Menu. I like it a lot, actually. But here's the thing.
I like it a lot. Is
that I think as soon as the movie starts, it's the first scene with fucking what's-his-name and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
What's the guy's name?
I don't remember. I can't fucking...
Tyler. Nicholas Holt's character.
Nicholas Holt, yeah.
But that guy's just being a complete ass talking about food at the very beginning of the movie, and immediately in my head I go, oh, this movie is going to be about people who are pretentious and ruin art. And I was 100% right, and it is just that theme for 90 minutes. And I think it is a fun movie. I just think the theme is so heavy-handed that it kind of takes away from it. I wish it was a little more subtle about it. But it's still a good movie. Still a good movie. My thing with the Mario Bros. Movie, have you seen it yet? I've ranted about it.
No, I still haven't.
I've talked about it on the podcast before. I just think movie reviewers on YouTube that are like going in and are like, well, there's not any story. Dude, what? It's almost as if the Mario games barely have a fucking story. And look, the movie feels like a game. It's just a bunch of different vignettes of like Mario things happening, and it's just fun. It visually is very appealing in my opinion. I think Illumination actually did a good job with making it look very nice, which is crazy. I'm saying that. I don't know.
Because I think I would like it all.
I just thought the movie was visually appealing and I liked it. And I just enjoyed it. Sorry.
Yeah, you would. You would, wouldn't you?
I would, I guess.
God. Yeah, I don't know, man. How was the end of school for you? I don't think we didn't have a final school chat.
I told Jake this. I don't know if you listened to the episodes, but you want to know the most poetic way? I've said this on the pod before, but the most poetic way my semester could have ended. What was my main issue the entire year?
Figuring out what switch majors?
No. Well, yes, but no. Not from an academic standpoint, but from a Luke living his life standpoint. What was my biggest issue? My fucking sleep schedule.
Oh, right. True. Yeah, that's facts.
So, I had finally fixed my sleep schedule during finals week. And in my last final, what do you think I did?
Stayed up all night?
I slept through it. On accident.
You slept through your last final? Luke. Yeah. Oh my god.
And I was like,
what did you do?
I was like, shit, and I went to work. And that's what happened.
Are you going to pass the class?
I think I did, yeah. But also if I didn't, and now computer science is my minor, so it'd just be one class that I have to do.
That's crazy. Damn.
So
that's fucking wild.
That's just how that happens, folks. That's just how that happens.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess you could say.
Yep. This is a very. What about you? How was the end of your semester?
It was just busy and hectic because I had no car because my car was in the shop.
Right.
So I had to coordinate when my parents could come down to get my stuff back. I was packing. I had finals. We had the undie run that we do at the end of every finals week. It was just hectic as shit. I had to finish up. Like I just had a lot of shit to finish up. But the day I came back was so nice because I came back. I had literally all of my belongings just on the floor in this room, and I cleaned out my whole room. I reorganized everything. It looks really good right now.
That's a good feeling.
I got this lamp. Whoa, holy shit.
Oh, that's an epic lamp, man. I love that.
And it has a little I can control the color temperature with my phone.
Wow. It's nice.
So I'm like in a good spot now to just kind of relax. I can work on some videos. I can get to watch some movies, work a little bit. It's good to, I have enough things to do where I'm like not bored as shit, but I don't have too many things where I'm overwhelmed. So I feel like I'm in a good spot right now.
That's a good feeling, man. That's a good feeling. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely.
That's a good feeling. Sometimes I get a good feeling.
I get a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a feeling
that I never had before.
I get a good feeling.
I get a good feeling. Yeah. That was a real moment.
Welcome. Yeah. See you guys. And the podcast starts now. Let's bring in the music. What's up, guys? Welcome to the...
Dude, we're just gonna cut in and cut out.
Yeah, we're just ending it. That's it.
Are we just gonna end it there?
We're ending it here.